What we're going to do is look at another method for solving, and this is solving by substitution. We're going to move away from graphing, and what we're going to do is we're going to substitute one of the expressions into the other equation. What I mean by that is when we're looking at the system of equations, what we see is that the y is by itself in the first equation. So we're going to take the expression that y is equal to, and since y is equal to that, we're going to plug it into the other equation. So in the other equation, we're going to rewrite it as x plus, but instead of a y, we're replacing the y with the 2x minus 1. And that right there is equal to 8. So once again, what we do is we take the x and we take the 8, and instead of a y, we're replacing it with the 2x minus 1. We're going to add the like terms. 2x is 3x, minus 1 equals 8. I'm going to add the 1 on both sides of the equation. So 3x is equal to 9. And then when I divide it by 3, x is equal to 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 3 right here, and I am going to put it into the equation right here. So that means that I'm going to replace the x with the 2. So what I have is y equals 2. And then instead of an x, I'm replacing it or substituting it in a 3 minus 1. 2 times 3 is 6, minus 1 is 5. That gives me the ordered pair 3, 5. Now, the nice thing about these is you could always double check to see if you're doing it correctly. If we plug in a 3 in for x and a 5 in for y, 3 plus 5 is 8, so we know we did it correctly. Let's look at our second equation. We see the y by itself, so I'm going to take the expression x plus 4, and I'm going to replace it with the y. So I have the 2x, I have the plus 3, but instead of a y, I'm going to replace it with the x plus 4. I'm going to distribute the 3 to each of the terms, and so I have 2x plus 3x plus 12 equals 7. These two like terms, that would be 5x plus 12 equals 7. I'm going to subtract the 12, and I get 5x is equal to negative 5. So when I divide by 5, I get x is equal to negative 1. I'm going to take that negative 1, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it with the x. So that means my equation is y equals negative 1 plus 4, which of course is 3. So my ordered pair is negative 1 and 3. Now, looking at our next equation. This time, x is equal to the expression 2y plus 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that expression right there, and we're going to replace that expression with the x this time, because that's what x is equal to. So I have the 2, and instead of an x, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it with my expression. So I'm going to plug in the 2y minus 3. I distribute the 2 to each of the terms. That gives me 4y minus 6 minus 4y equals 5. Now this case is a little bit different. The two y's cancel, and I get negative 6 is equal to 5. Notice that there's no variable, so we're not getting an ordered pair. What we're doing is we have the answer no solution. So if you remember from graphing, whenever we have parallel lines, we get no solution, and that's exactly what this is. These are two equations that have the same slope. So our answer is no solution. So pause the video and try these next 3 problems and see how you do. So when we're looking at this, first thing that we see is that y is by itself. We take the x plus 3 and we replace it with the y. So we have 2x plus, and instead of a y, we have an x minus 3. Then I'm going to add the like terms. 2x and x is 3x minus 3 is equal to negative 3. I'm going to add the 3. And I get 3x is equal to 0. I divide it by 3. And x is equal to 0. So I'm going to take that 0 and I am going to plug it in for the x. So I have y equals 0 minus 3. 0 minus 3 is negative 3. So my answer is 0, negative 3. For looking at the next one, notice once again the y is by itself. I take the expression 3x plus 2 and I replace it with the y. So I get a 3x minus 4, but instead of a y, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it with the 3x plus 2. So I get 3x minus 12x minus 8 equals 10. This right here gives me negative 9x. I'm going to add the 8. So it's equal to 18. Then I'm going to divide it by negative 9. And I get x is equal to negative 2. So I'm going to take the negative 2. I am going to replace it with the x. So I have y equals 3, negative 2, plus 2. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, plus 2 gives me negative 4. So I have the ordered pair negative 2, negative 4. Okay, looking at our last one. Since y is equal to 5x minus 4, I'm going to take the 5x minus 4 and replace that with the y. So I have 25x minus 5, and then in parentheses, 5x minus 4 is equal to 20. I'm going to distribute the negative 5 to each of the terms. I get 25x minus 25x plus 20 equals 20. I see that the x's cancel, and I get 20 equals 20. Now this is different than the last one. The last one we had two numbers that were totally different. The negative 6 and the 5 were not the same. But in this case right here, they're exactly the same. So if you remember, there are three types of problems. We have one solution, we have no solutions, and then we have infinite amount of solutions. And this right here would be infinite amount of solutions.